Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys our debt-free journey update. And what I want to do is start at the very beginning and show you guys our balance and do a little bit of a recap up until the end of 2020. So I'm going to be showing you guys our progress from 2018 until the end of 2020. And then I will show you guys our current debt balance, which I'm so excited for. And then we are going to go ahead and color in our charts, or two charts here. And I'll show you guys some of the charts that I have used, these debt-free charts that I've used to stay motivated. If you've seen a couple of my debt-free journey updates, you guys have probably most likely seen this. And this guy right here, you've probably seen in every single video or every single one of those videos, because it's the one that I first started with and I just kept up with it. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys what our original debt payoff balance was. So in June of 2018, it was $46,029.93, and I did write on here balance as of June 15, 2018. I do want to back it up a little bit to March of 2018 because I know that we did make a huge chunk of debt payments in March of 2018. So what I did was I pulled up the statements, my bank statements from March of 2018, so I can kind of go through and see how much we did pay off towards that. So I'm going to be showing you guys that in the next clip. So really quick, you guys, I decided to pull up my bank statements from March of 2018 because I know that was one of the months where we had a huge amount of income coming in. My husband with his new job was pretty much getting paid double compared to his last job. We got a huge tax refund and I was still working full time. So yeah, we wanted to try to tackle a lot of our debt, and the very first one that we wanted to get rid of was my Best Buy card. So at this time, just so you guys know, we did not have a plan of attack. We didn't have a debt strategy. We didn't even really have a budget in place. What was on our mind was that we knew we wanted to pay off our debt. So yeah, the very first one to go was my Best Buy card, because at that time I remember feeling like every time we paid the minimum payment on this, it just felt like it was barely moving. And then also at that time, the next one that we knew we wanted to pay off was our Landmark, which was Springleaf first and then Landmark. We each had one, my husband and I, and the original balance of this was like $3,000 that we took out in like 2015, and it was pretty much almost done, I would say. That's why we wanted to tackle it first. And so I wanted to originally just pay it all off, I think, because moving down here, so this one is our minimum amount due, the $151.20. On March 12th, and then looking down here, 2 days later, we decided to put or double that amount pretty much. And I remember it would only let us pay up to this amount per each account, because if you look down here on March 22nd, we decided to do another one of those double payments. So in the month of March, we pretty much paid like double the amount. We paid the minimum payment and then we kept doubling it until it wouldn't let us anymore. So yeah, let me calculate that real quick. Hang on. So we paid $1,500 towards Landmark, and then we paid off Best Buy at $1,381. And then I believe that I also made an extra debt payment to my Capital One card. I don't think this one was paid off because we still had it on our list in June. So I want to say that we were just trying to pay a good chunk of it. So we put down $3,100. So pretty much we paid off in March towards our debt. We put $3,100 in it. And again, we didn't really have a strategy in place, not until June. So yeah, I just really wanted to show you guys that. And then in April, that was the month where I read my first personal finance book, which was a Total Money Makeover. And that is where I learned the different debt strategies. And as you guys know, Dave Ramsey is a big fan of the snowball method. So that is what we went with. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that really. So like I said, we were kind of a bit of a hot mess. We were throwing money into debt, which is great, but I feel like we kind of went into it blindly. Plus we didn't really have a budget in place. Our mind just was like, just throw it into debt, put some money away into savings and stuff. So this was our starting point. So I also want to show you guys in 2019, I did start to track it. 2019, I feel like, was our milestone year because that was the year where we paid off 2 of our debts that were big chunks of minimum payment every single month. So they weren't necessarily in our debt snowball as far as the amount of balance goes, because since the minimum payment that was due was so high, it got kind of paid down pretty quickly. And so with our car, we were scheduled to originally pay that off. It was a 5-year loan that we had, and it was paid off. The last payment was in March of 2019. And then the same thing with our one main loan. This loan we were paying bi-weekly, not twice a month, but bi-weekly, $200. So this one was finally done in, looks like June. So June we didn't have a one main loan, so, or one main payment. I think I decided to pay it all off at the end of May because it let me. So yeah, at pretty much in June of 2018, we freed up quite a bit of money. So we were paying $485 on our car, and then our one main loan, let's just say $400 a month, even though yeah, it was $200 bi-weekly. So that freed up like a good chunk, like $800, close to $900 pretty much. And so I had originally thought that we would pay off the rest of our consumer debt up here by the end of 2019, and that didn't happen because we ended up cash flowing our first big family trip to the Philippines this year in 2019, and we decided to cash flow that. It was for my cousin's wedding, so we decided to have some fun and go do that. So yeah, that's what we did with our money. So that was 2019. So enter 2020. I also have it on the back of my passion planner as well. I had this written down on one of the Budget Moms debt tracker sheets, but I don't know where that went. But I do always put my debt stuff or financial stuff in the back of my passion planner. The goal for 2020 was to pay off all consumer debt, which we did, and then we paid off one of my student loans in September of 2020. So this was a really great year for us because we paid off a lot here. So the debt that we have left is my federal student loan, and since the beginning of this year we made some pretty amazing progress on it. I'm going to put a screenshot on here for you guys so you can see. Since the beginning of the new year, we really wanted to tackle it and take advantage of the stimulus payment that we got earlier this year as well. And as you guys know, we're going to get another one. Aside from that, my husband, since he didn't work as much last year because of his injury, he was out of work twice last year. He just barely made it under the tax bracket where he would get taxed so much. So yeah, his income just fell just right below that. So let me just show you guys the screenshot of the amount of payments that we made towards our federal loan since the start of the new year. So in January of this year, January 9th, we did a huge payment of, or I think it's pretty huge, of $1,000. And part of that was from the stimulus payment that we received. And then in the same month, we also put another $500 on it, and then another $500 on it a week later, and then another huge payment of $650 on February 16th. I think my husband was getting overtime pay. I think that's what that was. And then our regular minimum payment was at $204.73. And then a big one that we made was on February 28th, and that money, the $82.55, that money was our refund check, and that would have been dramatically lower had my husband worked more last year. We didn't expect this amount in our refund, so we decided, I asked my husband if it was okay if we could just throw it all into debt, and we did. So we are making some really huge progress here, you guys. And then this month, with the recent paycheck that my husband got, we put $700 towards our debts. So I believe I posted an update on Instagram that we fell just right below $10,000. I think I posted that 2 weeks ago. And so now our total debt balance is $1,000. $1,000, you guys. I can't believe how close we are. Just a couple weeks ago, we were just below $10,000. Now we're at $1,000. So yeah, we are just so excited to pay this off. So anyways, moving on to the debt-free charts that I have here. So this has been with me since the beginning, June 2018. All the colors are kind of faded already. This one's new. this one we've had. I decided to switch from just using this and added a credit card one with all of our consumer debt on there. And then I also separated our student loan. So this one was Navient and this one is our federal loan, which I will be coloring in shortly. I'm actually going to color this one in first and then I'll do the debt-free land here. So what I do is I always take the current debt balance that I have, subtract it from here. So I'm gonna do it based on what it is right now. So I'm gonna take 16,200 minus, so our current debt balance for this loan is $1,000. So we have paid off $15,200. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this number and divide it by 108, which is how much the aliens are worth. So I'm going to divide that by 108. So 140 aliens should be colored, which is awesome because that just leaves 10 of these. So I know I can just color up to here because each row here is 10 aliens, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I would just have this top row left, which lets me know that $1,000 is still left to be paid off. I'm going to go ahead and color that in a little bit. I also want to show you guys this one before I start going crazy and start coloring. So our starting debt is $46,000 or was $46,029. So I'm going to do the same thing. $46,029 minus our current balance is now $1,000. So our total amount of debt that we have paid off since then is $45,029. Now I'm going to divide that by $460 because that's how much these squares are worth. So I'm going to divide that by 460. And so I should have 98 squares should be colored, and there are 100 squares, so I know 2 of them is going to be left. So that's just how I'm going to be coloring these in, or that's just how my mind works with these. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that helps you guys out as far as filling in these charts. Now I'm going to go ahead and just color it in. I'm going to go ahead and color this one in first because it's going to be the easiest, because those little aliens are going to be kind of harder to color. I do have my, I love the Passion Planner highlighters because it has like a thinner tip. So it's easier to color these in versus like the mild liners are kind of on the thicker side. I feel like, I mean, they're supposed to be thinner, fine, but I just find that it's so much easier to color the aliens in with a much finer tip. I'm going to go ahead and just color all of these charts in, which is one of my favorite parts of doing this because I love to color. So so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I did decide to change it up and color with a chisel tip because it was just taking forever with the thinner ones. So there was just a lot of them to color, which is pretty cool for me. So yeah, I really hope that this video was interesting for you guys. If you are someone that struggles with staying motivated to pay off your debt, if you're on a debt-free journey, definitely check out these debt-free charts, especially if you're someone that enjoys coloring. I actually was listening to an audiobook while I was coloring, so that was nice. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just end the video here before I keep on talking. And before I do go, just remember that progress is progress. Just keep moving forward wherever you guys are, if you're feeling stuck or whatnot. So just remember where you started from and just keep moving forward. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye.